Hello, everyone. This is Toyin Umasiri. Call me Coach Toyin. If you've been following me for a while, thank you for joining me again. And if this is your first time ever, you're welcome. Absolutely welcome. So, today I'm talking about something that I've been thinking about for a long time. Okay? It's about the education system, why we're where we are as a people. Okay? So the education system, right? So if you've gone to school in any Western country, then you know what I'm talking about. The first 20 years of every child's life is really geared towards traditional education system, high school, right, middle school, college level. The first 20 years, you are being programmed. You are being programmed. But here is the key. What we now need to understand is that we were all programmed to serve the industrial era. So when you think about it, you were programmed to develop a particular skill, right? Whether in accounting, as a medical doctor, engineer, we were all trained to function in high capacity in one specific area. Okay? Some went into sciences, some went into arts, some went into, right? On and on and on. The entire education system was organized to serve the industrial era where we needed to mass produce. And the industries needed skill, right? Massive amounts of skill to keep it going, mass production, agriculture, on and on. The major failure, and welcome everyone joining Lydia, Shakina, Saba, Shibam. Thank you, everyone joining. And those who watch the replay, thank you so much as well. I've been thinking about this for so long, right? So I also love to hear your thoughts after I share mine, and then we can discuss. Okay. So thank you for being here. So the education is like we've been put to work for the industrial era, but it did not serve the individual. It served corporations and industries, but the education system does not serve an individual's full expression and achievement of full success. There's a gap. So I'll give an example. I went to school, first degree mathematics, computer science, second degree information systems, business degree. I've worked in the biggest companies in the world, Fortune 1, literally. But here's the key. There's a crisis, guys. There's a crisis now. There are mental crises, there's health crisis, there's emotional crisis. What else? Financial crisis that individuals are facing, not just corporations. You, I, in order for us to achieve the life we want, I don't just need my degree. I don't just need my math degree, computer science degree, information set, right? That stuff is for your employer. Your degree is for your employer. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm it's getting hot. I'm prepping where I'm going right now. Is this idea that for you to achieve success, we need to be multidimensional. But we've been coached and groomed and nurtured and programmed to be one dimensional, to focus on technical skills that the industrial side would purchase for us so that we can make a livelihood. A livelihood is not equal to what I'm talking about, this success. Getting a livelihood doesn't mean your relationship is working, your mind is working, your health is working. All the things that actually lead to a prosperous, abundant life. Right? Your spiritual life, how is it? Checking on your spirit, checking on your body, checking on your mind, checking on your emotions. We learned algebra, calculus, all these things. They didn't teach us how to manage our time, manage our resources, manage our mind, manage our emotions, manage our energy, manage ourselves so that we can live fulfilled life in the world. This is the crisis, guys. So what are you going to do about that? Let me start bringing some conversation before I have so much to share. But first of all, let me just get some reactions, some immediate reactions. Shakina, any thoughts on what you just said? Miss Lydia, feel free to come up. It's just a conversation. I've been thinking about this, and I don't know if you've been thinking about this, because ignorance in any area that matter to our success is not acceptable to us anymore. It's acceptable to the industrial era because they don't care about you, your family, your well-being. They just say, bring your skill, we'll pay you fixed salary. Whatever you do at home, whatever you're facing, it don't even bring it to work. Before 2020, people didn't care whether all of your personal stuff, keep it to yourself. Just show up every day. A third of your life, listen, a third of your life spent in corporate, right? A third doesn't care about the other side. As long as you're well, as long as you have skill, as long as you can show up every day to work and do the work you're here and paid to do. Nobody asked you how you were feeling. Nobody asked you how it was at home. Nobody asked us if we were well. Nobody. The industrial era did not care. It didn't care. It wasn't designed to care. Education system also didn't teach us how to balance our personal pay, right? Unless you have accounting background. It didn't teach us how to eat well, how to be fit. It didn't teach us how to manage our emotions, our energy, our mind. But here's the key now. For you to function in the world post-COVID, your struggle is not can you get a job? The struggle that individuals are facing are deeper. And where is the gap? This is where the gap. This is the gap. Shakina, any thoughts? Go ahead, please. Are you able to speak? Oh no. Okay. You can try is it muting or muting again? Let's see if that works. If not, that's okay. Sometimes the app doesn't work properly. So do you agree with me? For your own personal life, how are you feeling right now? Right? How do you feel? How do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel energized? Do you feel whole? Do you feel fully equipped to create the life of your dreams? How do you feel right now? Check in with yourself. Right? Body, soul, mind, emotion, your relationships, how are they? Because those things matter, guys. Those things matter. They matter more. Okay. Is this too much? Is this too deep? Because what I found is that we're not talking about this. Marketing is geared. This is another thing, right? Consumerism, right? The whole message, the 99.999 message you're going to see on the billboards, everywhere you are, is also targeted to material things. Buy more this, buy more that, buy more this. And we've been consuming all of those things, and it's still leaving us where we are. Consumption of material things doesn't take care of all those things. Mind, soul, body. It doesn't. But 99.9999 budget marketing, not only is the education system not preparing us to live the life of our dreams, to thrive, to live abundantly, to have meaningful relationship in our community, with our family, with our kids. Not only that, with ourselves, our health, our well-being. Not only that, the other side of the equation, capitalism, on and on, nothing wrong with it, but I just want you to be aware of what you are against, what your life and your future is fighting against, right? Is that on one hand, you've not been trained for everything you want. On the other hand, you're being bombarded every day with messaging of more consumption of things that will also not give you peace of mind, that will not teach you how to build a successful life, how to be in meaningful relationship. Is that most of the media, every billboard, every sign you see, when you scroll, it's buy a car, buy a shoe, buy this. And we've been listening and we've been buying, guys. We've been buying. We like nice things. Trust me, we do. We've been buying. We've spent all our time, energy, resources. They say entertain. We've been entertained endlessly. Netflix and chill. Listen, we've been entertained, music, everything. We are entertaining ourselves. We are buying all these things. Like, we're spending money. But still, guys, check in with yourself. When you check in with yourself, what are you hearing? Are you okay? Are you fine? Are you good? Emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, guys, are you checking in with yourself? So what now are you going to do? What are we going to do about this? What are we going to do? If you know, if you understand what I'm saying, if you agree, if you're, because for us to think this thing through, we have to sit with ourselves. Because also the hamster wheel, okay, maybe the third component that is against us is the hamster wheel doesn't even give us time to rest, to sit with ourselves, to check in with ourselves. We're checking in also, we're always on the go, 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 externally, right, driven, go, 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 go. So one, the education system didn't tell us what to do with our time. Second, we're being bombarded with buy more, buy more, buy more. Third, right, the go, 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 intense pressure to show up, show up, show up, show up, show up. So we've not sat still. When is the last time you just sat still and just checked in with yourself? Right? Right? With those three things, right? We're not taking a moment to reflect. And we need that daily, actually. Morning and night, at least. Check in with yourself. As you're waking up, say, oh, okay, self, let's do this today. What am I going to do? What's the best thing I want to do today for myself? Like that conscious living versus right, the autopilot. At least in the morning, just take a moment to, before you jump on the phone and jump out to the door and you start that rat race again and you say, I, nobody's greeting or seeing each other in the home. Nobody's checking in, like checking with your kids, look into their eyes. How are you doing? Help them brush their hair in a present way, not in a rushed way. Be present to yourself and the people around you. The most important people are the people who see you can touch, not social media. Again, part of the social media stuff is we're showing up publicly for the entire world, but are you showing up with me, myself, and I, and the people we love, and we are doing real life with real life, not virtual life, oh guys. Not just virtual life, real life. The people in your real life, how do you check in with them? Do you look into their eyes? Do they see you? Do you see them? Are you connected? We need to be connected, guys. We cannot be floating here out in the stratosphere, virtual world, without putting our feet on the ground, being grounded in real relationships. I'm just sharing my own thoughts, guys. I'm just sharing. Real relationships will ground us in well-being. If your well-being is a priority, if it has become a priority, real dynamic relationships that can touch, hold, see us, they will help us. They will heal us a lot. The virtual world is fantastic. I show up for it. I love it. But trust me, there are times I'm like, I need leave me alone. Right? Use social media, don't let it use you. When it uses you, this is what causes burnout. More. Give more to yourself. Please say that thing. More of what your soul needs, more of what your mind needs, more of what your spirit needs, more. Instead of more for the bottomless pit that never ends. You give all your time, energy, life to it, it will still ask for more. You have to manage where you're showing up, for who you're showing up, and why you're showing up. So I've shared the education system, right? It's failed because when you look around us, the things we are struggling with right now, who is going to solve it? How are you going to solve it? If you went to school, you invested 4-5 years, right, to learning a particular skill, to becoming a particular person, right? For us, we need to be multidimensional. For me to be a mom, a wife, a lead business leader, a leader in the community, a coach, a this, right on and on. Listen, we've got to now develop ourselves. We have to be multi-talented. We have to develop many areas of ourselves. We are leaving those areas undeveloped if we are still thinking all we have to do is go to school, get a degree, and you live the best life of your dream. That wasn't the promise. The education system was designed to serve the industrial sector. Your skill, your degree is for your employer, right? And now for you, you have to develop new skill that is to power your own life, to power your own future, to power the success, to help you create the success you desire. Because the challenge that people are having that I'm seeing today is that When you think your first degree, second degree, when you misunderstand it and you think that is enough for the full attainment of your success, this is where people are not running their race. They're not running really fast because the gap now, okay, this is how this gap, so I've shared the gap. The gap now is that many people are trying to fill that gap. So there is a knowledge gap between a traditional education system and the life we want as individuals, not corporations. Listen, corporation, this is why if you think about what's happening in the workplace now, they want wants people back to work, like come back to that desk. And people out there are saying, no, I have a life to live. So the work-life balance now has been, right? People are trying to reorient and figure out what that means. How much of myself do I want to give to the workplace so that I can keep the best of myself for my family and my future? That is really the argument now, that but employers are like, bring your skills. If you don't come to work, we won't pay you. And humans are going, I want to live my life. I want to live my life. I'm singing. I want to live my life. This is one life. This is one life. This is my one life. People are now saying, wait a minute, I have a decision to make. And I must exhibit my own authority over my life. In the past, maybe I gave it too much to the employer. Now I want to make sure I'm giving me, to my family, to my own future. That is really the dance. Many people may not want to admit it, but that fight now is that the industrial era wants us back. And nothing wrong with that. But whatever decision everybody's making now, we're now making it as individuals, not robots. Okay? Because the preconditioning that this is the only way, this is the only way, this is the only way to achieve success. People are like, oh, post 2020 is like, whoa, this is not the only way. Even though that's what I thought, there is another way. What is the better way? How do I do this? Right? So that search, okay, is why the coaching industry is now rising. You know why? The coaching industry is rising to fill the knowledge gap. So people who went to school to learn accounting can now offer and coach you how to manage your personal finances as individual. So the coaching industry now is going to keep growing. And I serve as a coach when it comes to business structuring and success. I serve as a coach honorably, right? Is that many people don't understand that the growth of the coaching industry, okay, the rise of it is rising to fill the knowledge gap, so that as individuals, if you want to achieve more success, you almost have to have 3, 4, 5 coaches. Why? Mental coach, mindset coach, listen, the churches have been pulling a lot of weight for years. They've not been given a lot of credit. The spiritual well-being, right? They've been speaking to your spirit, motivating you, sharing the word of God with you. They've been coaching you for free. I'm putting that. Some people pay their tithes, some are not free. Some people believe they listen. Who are you kidding? Don't mock this stuff. Is that spiritual leaders have been rising and upholding your spiritual wellness. Every Sunday you clock in, you check in. They speak to you, you worship, they pray with you, they encourage you, and you go off on Monday. If you have a personal wellness, spiritual wellness practice, then you practice it as well, right? Morning, afternoon, evening, whatever your practice is, right? But here's the key. What of your mindset and your emotions that is in knot, your relationships, the marriages, husbands, wife, kids, on and on? What happens to that? That's why you have coaches right now using their skills, their experiences, holding up, creating spaces. They are ready to serve you and teach you what you don't know, so that you can manage your mind, your emotions, your body, your life better. Because if you didn't go to school, as example, to study nutrition, and you're looking at your health, let's say you're an accountant or an engineer, and you're looking at your health, the school didn't teach you calories in, calories out, exercise, fitness. Thank God for the creator economy, where YouTube University, you can go there, whatever you're looking for, you can start searching. And individuals now are now serving you. They're serving you, not universities, because they're still spewing out a lot of the calculus, advanced physics. Nothing wrong with that, because the industrial era still exists and still needs exceptional, intelligent, highly skilled workers in physics, on and on. So absolutely, that system is still supporting it. So you can still get all kinds of technology, AI. That's good. It serves a purpose, right? In the industrial space. I'm talking about your personal life. I'm talking about your life. What is powering your life? What knowledge are you using to power your life, to build your future, that you can, to build legacy that you can pass on to the next generation, your kids? What knowledge are you using to lead your kids, to parent, to eat well, to manage finances? What knowledge do you have to manage your relationships? I wish, listen, guys, we've all stumbled. We all stumbled into all of this. To be a mom, listen. To be a is this too much? This is the reality. This is what we are facing. If we fail to confront these things, I'm talking about the personal, the individual. I'm talking about you. The corporations will figure it out. Industries will figure it out. Governments are figuring out what they are going to do. Fiscal policies, monetary policies, inflation, deflation. Every day you read the news, they are sitting around the round table. They are building their own strategy and they are figuring it out. The game plan. I'm saying, as an individual, what is your own personal game plan to move yourself from where you are to where you want to be and ultimately where you are going? What knowledge are you going to use to power yourself? Or, right? Because again, your skill, many people are still relying, oh, I have a BSc master. Listen, I've got several of those. I get it. I'm telling you though, they have their place, right? They serve an employer and they will serve your livelihood, meaning making a living. They serve an employer and you have a livelihood. Beyond a livelihood, achieving abundant life, successful life, ultimately becoming the person God intended you to be, to live at peace, not at war with yourself, to have meaningful relationships where you are smiling, you are happy, you're content. When you sleep at night, you sleep in peace, you wake up in peace within yourself. That stuff. If you don't prioritize it, nobody's prioritizing it for you. The system was not designed. Even the healthcare system, let's get there. When you're going to see your doctor, how many minutes does he have for you? 5, 10, maximum 15 minutes, the best doctor in the West. Meanwhile, you have a ton of questions. That's where you now start seeing health coaches pop up. Because the health coach will create room for you. They will even give you an hour of their time. Listen, guys, appreciate these coaches rising up to fill the gap. They are now rising up to serve the individuals. But there's still another gap where coaching and all of those things is a premium. It's a premium service. And not everybody has access to it. So the ultimate solution is that the education system needs to be disrupted and re-engineered to serve both the individual and corporation. Otherwise, I don't know where we're going. Because just think about it, how smart the whole world is. Couldn't we figure out all these things? Emotional, mental, all these things that you're reading on the news, our kids, the violence. When you're not trained how to manage your energy, you're exploding in the streets. People are exploding their mind, violence on the streets of social media, negativity, right? Because people haven't been trained. This thing requires training, awareness, perception, right? Managing your energy and channeling it towards creativity and not destructive activities. So listen, you can have all the degrees you want. And I've got a few of those. And I even come from a family of educators. And my husband is a professor. My late father was part of establishing two universities in Nigeria, federal, private. I was raised in the cocoon of the Western education system. The premium, the elevation, and the how we put it on a pedestal. I think we need to put it where it belongs now. I think that certificate and all of those things where we were told to spend all our energy, all our mind towards pursuing that degree is fantastic. It's for livelihood and employment and for your employer. But that stuff It's not dealing. If it solved all these things, we shouldn't, as the entire world, we shouldn't be in the crisis we are, because the crisis that individuals are facing are actually fixable. There are things that can be avoided if people would take time out to really nurture us, take time to nurture humanity, spirit, soul, body. But that wasn't what the education system offered us. It did not offer us spirit, soul, body nurturing. What it did was, for 20 years, if you went through the entire system until, say, when you got your first degree, you're at least 18, between 18 and 22 years old, depending on how fast you did this. So the first 18 to 20 years of everybody's life, instead of teaching us how to go through body, soul, mind, how it unites and how to be whole, no. We were groomed for the industrial era to become order takers, right? And to serve industrial sector, because the industrial sector needed highly skilled workers to power the mass production. And it put us all to work. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying awareness. Hopefully, when you're watching this and listening to me, you are now aware. So now the real struggle is, you now want more. You want more than a livelihood. This is the challenge. You now want more than just a livelihood, just getting a job. 2020 awakened the entire world, humanity, to say health crisis, emotion. Listen, what happened to marriages? Right? People don't talk about, we read things on the news about, oh, this government is this company is this. Who is writing the news about what's going on in your life? Relationships, read the statistics, divorces, on and on, right? Kids, violence, on and on, mental issues, on and on. Who is talking about that? And what do you do? Because the individual was so exposed to the onslaught of stuff that came out of COVID. We're picking the pieces now. We're trying to rebuild life. You're trying to rebuild yourself. You're trying to get your bearing. But where are the resources? And that's what I'm talking about. Between the education system and the future we want, what's now going? This is what's giving rise to the coaching, call it whatever, industry. You know why? And many people don't understand, and they are not valuing that this group, and it will continue to increase, guys. You know why? Because that group is not serving corporations. Consultants serve corporations. I serve as a consultant. When I'm working with multilateral agencies, on and on, I don't call myself a coach. I say I'm a consultant. I consult with businesses. But when I'm working with an individual success, I call myself a coach, because what am I doing? I'm creating a space for that person to achieve success in that area. That's what coaches do. They are creating spaces for you. They are bringing their skills, talent to serve the individual, not corporations. They are coming to serve you, and you need it. Like I shared, in the churches, for years, the churches have borne the weight of spiritual growth. The churches will keep bringing in resources. Like this past weekend, my church held a financial freedom summit, Empower 2023, and I happen to have been honored to serve as a speaker. So bringing my skills to the room, right? So even in the church, communities have been trying to fill in the gap. So if you belong to a church community, you realize that doctors will come, they will do an event, nurses will come, they will try to do things, check your BP, check your blood sugar stuff, on and on, so that our communities can live and thrive and be content and live rich lives. Churches has been doing a lot. Food pantries, serving. The churches are doing a lot, but I'm saying, aside from institution, as you as an individual now need to be aware that if there's failure, if you see or observe or sniff a failure in any area of your life that you didn't go to school for, if you're an accountant, you're fine in accounting, but are you a psychologist that understands emotion, human behavior, right? Are you a fitness coach that can help you, right, live an healthy life? These things is what we now need as individuals. And that is why, okay, I say the coaching industry has just started. And there are two sides to it. Those who need to come out of serving the industrial era and need to become and start serving humanity, individuals. So you also need to be there. Are many people that need to become a coach. You have skills, you have talent that the world is crying for, your community needs you. So that's a message. If you have a skill that can rescue people you are seeing every day, your neighborhood, your kids, other people's kids, you're seeing them in trouble, yet you've taught in school before, you understand you understand certain things, that you being present, offering yourself, will rescue another human. Hear me well. You need to rise up to that responsibility. Don't leave your community hanging. So more people, listen, more people needs to be coaches. I'm running a program where I'm going to be guiding and coaching more people. We need more coaches. We need more, not less. If you think, we've just started, guys, because where the world is going, metaverse, AI, chat, listen, we don't know what's going to happen. And institutions are not going to pick you up as an individual. So run into a community that will serve you, that will help you, right? Navigate what is coming. Hear me well. Whatever is coming, you need to insulate yourself. You need to protect yourself with meaningful relationship and a support system that will hold you up financially, emotionally, mentally, right? Physically, spiritually. You will need to invest yourself and show up to those communities. Go to church, go for your coaching appointment, show up for your family. This is the only insulation we're going to have, guys. Not institutions, not your employer, right? not the government, not the education system. They're not going to be there, because they're trying to figure out what the future means for them. Governments are trying to figure out how they are going to govern. Companies are trying to read the news headline. Companies are trying to figure out what the future is going to be. ChatGPT, AI, blockchain. They're firing people, letting people go, because the future is not going to be like the past. While the whole world is figuring out what the future is, I'm saying you too, as an individual, pay attention and figure out your own future. And here's the key. Realize that people are rising up around you, because I'm a faith person. God is stirring many people up to start offering their skills to the world. So if you're an individual and you still think you don't need any help, you don't need any support, listen, you will bear the consequences in one area. You might be strong in one area, but the way you buffer yourself, these are the key. Mental, how you think; emotional, how you feel within yourself; spiritual, your energy, space, your life force. Okay? Financially, your resources, your relationship, they will govern the future, how you are in the future. And this is also, if we fix this, hopefully, we can also start helping our kids so that they don't repeat our mistakes, guys. So that the conversation you're having with your children is not go to school, become a doctor, after that, how many divorces later? How many health crises? Listen, these things are real, they are raw. You know it. These are the things individuals are navigating at the kitchen sink, going through every single day. Bills, who is paying what bills, mortgages, on and on and on. We need to manage our life. I know it's a lot, so I'm going to stop there. I know this is a lot. It's a lot. Many people are not ready for this heavy stuff. But I'm just trying to explain that there's a knowledge gap. And if any area you're feeling stress in an area, we're not supposed to feel this much stress, guys. Because where you spend 4 or 5 years in learning, what you spend 4 or 5 years learning, that space doesn't stress you, because you are well equipped, you're well skilled in navigating where you went to school to navigate. You know what you're doing. If you went to school to fly a plane, flying a plane is easy, breezy, beautiful. It's the other areas we've not been coached in, we've not received support on, we've not groomed, we've not learned, we've not studied, right? Excuse me. So as a minimum, YouTube University is there. There are different ways of learning. Like there's so many resources out there, guys. So many amazing people in the world. So many books. Oh, Amazon. There are so many books. Anything you're facing right now, you want to have a joyful relationship, marriage, parenting kids, right? Praying. Like many people have dedicated themselves. I have my book too on entrepreneurship, and I'll share a few things out there that I'm working on. Many people, we are dedicating ourselves to make ourselves available to serve the world. I'm telling you. Why? Because more, the individual, not the corporations. The corporations have consultant and big money, right? And I do that as well. But the individual, that's where the heart, that's where I'm being stirred, right? I just got done like this weekend speaking. And when you look at the questions that are coming out, when you see the heart, you see the desire, you see the emotion that real people are facing every day, you go, wait a minute, how did we get here? I was engaging with someone after I got speaking, and by the time we spoke, and she basically broke down, cried, and I'm like, these things are not rocket science. Managing your emotion is not rocket science. Managing your mind is not rocket science. If you don't have boundaries, it's because you don't know how to establish boundaries. Nobody taught you, right? But boundaries will rescue you. But people's energy have been knotted up in things. We are buying bags, we are right marketing. Nothing wrong with that. Enjoy your life. But please, let's start prioritizing, start deciding what are the most important things to you right now. And that's where you want to put your money in. Put your money, time, and focus in what is most important to the future you want, to your kids, to your family. Invest in that. Learn how to do that well, how to be a wonderful, amazing parent. Because if you are, your future, when you become a grandfather, grandmother, right, you will have so much joy and contentment, not regrets. Do you know how many people have regrets? Because it's again, they did all the world told them to do. Consumerism, right? We bought all the big houses, the big cars, we dressed well, we looked the part, we did everything the system told us to do. But you arrive 80, 85 years old, your kids, you look around, you're like, what happened? Hopefully, this is an awakening time for people to awaken to what's really, really, really happening. So, people like myself, so for me, it's like we are standing guard. This is what I feel. This is what I'm seeing. We are being called to make room and create spaces for specific topics. So you're going to see more of us, not less, more of us, because what is coming now, we are now here to buffer. We're here to buffer. So there are different ways, right? So look around you. People are out there telling you, I can do this, I can do this. You need to start shopping for talents that can help you design your life. And the most successful people in the world, they've been doing this for a long time. One of the success principles I shared: create your board of directors. Surround yourself with highly effective, highly capable people that can guide you, Whether it's in law, financing, health, you need a friend. Let's start with that. Find yourself friends that are not just doing what you do, that don't just know what you know, but they know things that you don't know, and their insights can serve you. Find yourself some doctor friends, engineer friends, accounting friends, lawyer friends. What else? Pastor friends, Pastor Mrs. friend. Find yourself some people that have a knowledge base that can enrich your life. Do that for yourself. Do that for yourself. Go get books, right? Do that. Do that, because the degrees and all those things are fantastic. They're for your employers, but do this for you. So for me, the space I'm holding, there are several spaces I'm holding. There are spaces for faith. As a spiritual leader, I serve in my local church, on and on. I hold that space. As a mindset coach, I had to design that for those who want to achieve success. So I have the game plan one. I have programs there, 30 keys to unlock success at Toyin Mesido Academy, the game plan. I also hold a very, very important space when it comes to business growth and success, in the sense of building business structures that last for legacy, right? Not just survival business. I mean, businesses for legacy that you can pass on, that has equity, right? You build those things differently. Most of the people out, they're not doing that, right? So for me, I'm bringing my skill when it comes to working with the biggest brands in the world, biggest businesses, structuring, right? helping biggest businesses to structure, and now I'm bringing it to the world of entrepreneurship, right? So everybody watching me now, you fall into two categories. One category is that you know that God, let me say God, right, has been telling you to yield yourself to service. God has been speaking to you to make yourself available for other people. God has been inspiring and nudging you that you have talents, right? Whether you are a minister or what, right, a coach, whatever you studied, whether you have PhD in mental health, I don't know what degree, psychology, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, that you have in your hands something rich that your neighborhood needs. He's been speaking to you to coach, to guide, support people. Hear me. Leaning into that. Your future and your success will be tied to doing that. What I then do, for example, if you want to serve as a volunteer, that's fine. But if you want to offer your skills, talent from a business standpoint, what I do is help coach you on how to build a business structure that can then support, right, that legacy business, right? Because I'm not telling you to just go out there without entrepreneurship business knowledge. If you want to volunteer freely, give it for free. I'm saying if you want to build a business around your skills, your talent, your ideas, your product, your services, what I come in, my school is now about how do we help people accelerate building business structures so that you don't have to wait 5 years spinning around trying to figure this out and still going, oh my goodness, I'm lost. I know where you're lost. Again, the education system didn't teach you how to build a business structure. Even those who have an MBA, they don't even have this stuff. An MBA, most people that went for an MBA were coached and trained to become CEO of an existing company that is already running, not a startup. It's running a startup. Starting a startup requires different skill than going into the same, right, industrial era and say, oh, I'm a manager, I'm a this. That's when we talk about delegation, this. Listen, that stuff is the easy stuff. Entrepreneurship is the hard, back-breaking work. How do we make it easier, straightforward? That's my 10-week accelerator for those who want to build business structures that will help them generate revenue, create livelihood, legacy, assets that it can actually pass down. Because if you're not building assets, if you're not building equity into your brand, you can do all this work and be on the rat race. You are back on the rat race. Instead of focusing on your talent, idea, and serving people, you are here to serve. You want to serve. If you don't build a structure that helps you continue to serve in a meaningful way, you're back on the rat race again. That's what I call survivor business. You don't want to build a survivor business. You want to build a legacy business. And that's what I teach at toyinumesiri.academy. You can use the QR code up to scan and join, or you can go to toyinumesiri.academy, right? Not .com. Toyinumesiri.com is my personal brand. You can check it out because I also do work in international trade development and government and all of those things. And then my book, Mindset of an Entrepreneur, is a very, very important resource if you are considering to be an entrepreneur. Start with that book. Trust me, it's going to help you greatly. So thank you so much for everyone joining. I really do appreciate it. I know this is a lot to swallow. I know it's a lot to sit with. One thing, I'm also a trained futurist. Let me warn you, I'm a trained futurist. You know, I served at the headquarters of Fortune 1 Walmart. And part of a futurist is we're always looking five years down the line. So everything I'm saying now is so that you prepare. So who I am today, I didn't just become this. I saw the future because there is data and trends you can read that tells you where the world is going. AI has been here, but it's accelerating, right? It's been here for years. When it comes to technology strategy, futuristic, right? Is that a lot of the applications I supported 7-8 years ago, the reason we started building, right? We always build for the future that is coming so that you can be relevant in the future. The reason I'm relevant now is because I worked towards being relevant in the future I saw years ago. And I'm saying there are people now, God has been telling you to do this work 4 or 5 years ago. You've not done it. I'm saying you now have another opportunity because the world has changed forever. It's not going back to the past. It's going forward. For you to be relevant in that future, start that work today. Because in 5 years' time, If you have the skill, if you can just project into 5 years from today, just close your eyes. Who are you then? What are you doing? Where do you see yourself? Do you still see yourself doing what you're doing today at that same desk? No, I left because by the time I looked into that future and what's coming, I was like, that future must not catch me at this desk. No, 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 no. When that future arrives, no, I need to build myself, build structure so that in that future, this is what I want to do in that future. This is who I need to be. This is my relevance. This is my impact. This is the impact I want to have. And that future has arrived. I'm saying there's another train about to leave, collecting people. God is saying, stirring you up. You have skills and talent that the world is going to need. I need you to nurture that skills, nurture that talent, build up yourself, build your capacity to serve the world. And then there's another group that the message is seek help, seek help. You need it. Your heart, your relationship, your marriage, on and on, your health. You need help. And guess what? Your BSc will not help. Your masters will not help. Those things are not rescuing people's heart relationship, mind relationship, spirit. They are not going to help. You see? So where do you fall in? The person who needs help. In fact, let me tell you the truth. We all need help. One area or the other. I need help. Listen. It's like being a mom. You carry an idea, you carry a baby, and you say you don't need a midwife, you don't need a doctor. Listen, don't kill yourself. There are some things you are attempting, you are not skilled for. Somebody else, a midwife, I'm using that as an analogy, is there to help you birth your business idea, to help you, right, develop to become the person that can have meaningful relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's right now, if you see that, oh, you've been failing at this relationship on and on, or kids, or there's help. Look around you. Go on YouTube University. Be in search of the things that will rescue those areas. So we all need help. I know my own area, right? So nobody is perfect in all areas, but the key is that I use my strength. You're supposed to use your strength to empower and strengthen others, and others are supposed to use their strength to strengthen you. But if you are not serving others and you're neither also receiving help, what's going on, guys? That's what has brought us here. You're not seeking help. You don't want to be vulnerable. Imagine being a baby and you say you don't want to be a mom about to be, and you say you not be vulnerable to the doctors and experts in the room that is there to help you. Find you the right people that you can be vulnerable with. You don't expose yourself to so let me balance this. I'm not saying go out there and start screaming, help me up. No, no, no. Be as wise as a pregnant woman in selecting your doctor. Be as I'm using that to make sure a pregnant you don't go to places that will destroy you, that will mess you up, mess what you're carrying. You don't do that. Literally and figuratively, you don't do that. So I'm not telling you to go to places without wisdom. I'm saying seek help out. Help is here. Anybody struggling today is because you are not seeking help in that dimension. Okay. Oh, let me see. Oh, thank you. Let me read this comment. Thanks, Tony Messi, for sharing your wisdom in really simple and well explained way. Really loved your valuable insight. I'm trying to make thank you. I have to say thank you because I'm trying to break it down. That's why I'm going around and around. This is so important. It is so powerful. It's so important because once you get it, you put your degree, it is for your employer and your livelihood. What we all now are looking for is not, if all you're looking for is a livelihood, then don't bother. You don't need to listen to me. But if what you are looking for is to be a great father, a great mother, a sister, right, a amazing lover, your relationship is intact, you can communicate with your spouse, and your children see you smiling, happy, you are content with your life, you are at peace with yourself, your mind is clear, your energy is renewed. Use your livelihood to support and create that life. And if you say you want to keep your money, yet you want peace, who owes you that? You owe it to yourself. show up in church, pray. Thank God for churches that bring resources into the church. But not all churches understand this gap that I'm talking about. That's why even people in churches are suffering. Oh, you just trigger something else. Okay. People are also using churches as a crutch. Right? You didn't tell your pastor to teach you engineering, accounting, debits, and credits, but you want him to treat all of your issues. Guys, if your pastor is not trained in psychology and is not trained in human emotion and is not trained to handle diabetes, guys, this is tough. It's a tough talk. It's a tough talk. I'm sure many people cannot handle. But I think you will undo this because I'm speaking the truth, and your spirit will bear witness. Like you, the spirit, Holy Spirit will tell you, listen to Toyin, tune in, listen to Toyin. Because he's saying I should say it. I'm saying it is for somebody. It will rescue you. If the pastor is not a doctor, he is not a lawyer, he's not a financial management expert. Guys, don't be putting your entire life on another human being like you that is a vessel God is just empowering to support your spiritual maturity and growth. Don't give your life. That is part of the challenge, is that people are giving the responsibility of their life over to man. No, you are responsible. Jesus said, guard your hearts, right? And then your mind, renew your mind. That mind needs to be washed and renewed and checked in from time to time. And many people are now in emotional knots because they've not been cleaning, doing this work for years. And now you're being confused. You know what I'm talking. Like this stuff, this is real life. You know the relationships you are having with everybody around you. Many people are afraid. People don't trust anymore. People are withdrawn. People are minding their business. You are not serving and you are not letting anybody serve you. So you are suffering. You're not giving up yourself. You're not showing up for other people. And you want other people to show up for you. Let's say in reciprocity, you get what you sow, you will reap. Start sowing. So that's why I talk about the two groups. Start sowing. Start helping people. Start serving people. Start encouraging people around you. Teenagers in your church. Greet them. Check in with them. Look into their eyes. Don't let them go out there and be seeking help somewhere else that will lead them astray. It's because of you. It's because you are not looking out for, you are not your brother's keeper, guys. That's why the community is suffering. And you are suffering too. Because the people that are there to help you, imagine they too are withholding. They are withholding help from you. You are withholding help from your community. They too, they are not helping you. Look at where we are. That's what's going on. God will help us indeed. This laughter is expensive laughter. Anyway, Sha, the space I'm holding, Toyin Umesi Academy, if you want to take your ideas, your business ideas, on, you want to build a structure around it that will help you achieve business growth and success and build legacy and assets, check out toyinumesi.academy. Join us. You will not regret it. Tons of resources. I'm holding that space. That's my own commitment to myself. I will show up. Right? I am showing up. Just like I'm telling you, show up for the world. I will show up because it's tied to my own calling. I will show up. And I will point you to the help and resources I have developed, that I've used my time, energy, and resources to develop. And then you have to decide if you're ready to invest in yourself and be educated. It's going to be your decision fully. And I'm saying, not just me. You don't just need, you need me if it's about business. Listen, mindset, success, I will be that one for you. But I'm saying you, listen, health, your health, your money, finance, personal finance, go. So right now, all the money, stay in the job, all the money you're making, use it to power this 360 life. Pay coach financial management, pay coach health, Get a fitness coach if you need it, that will be on top of you, that will be telling you, like, listen, I have experience. When I say these things, I do what I practice and I say what I do. Maybe that's another day. I'll talk maybe another day. If you want to hear it, put a message at the after this thing process. Just put a message if you want to hear it of what I have had to do. So when you see me showing up, smiling, living my life, this is what we talk about, investing in yourself. You can't show up. Here's also the thing. Part of the reason people are not showing up could be lacking confidence, imposter syndrome, and those things too, a coach can walk you through. Because ultimately, you need to show up for you. You need to show up for your family. You need to show up for your community before you can show up for the world. All these things I'm doing that people are seeing publicly, listen, charity starts in the home. I cannot show up for you guys. My first priority is not showing up for the world. First, I show up for me. My priority is not to show up for you. My number one priority is not to show up for you. First, I gotta be well. I gotta be well. And next, my kids gotta be well. My family, my people, right? You are living your life. I'm living my life. Out of the abundance, my cup runneth over. I can now run over and turn on this and then start laughing and engaging. Yeah. Only people who are well and okay can even listen, guys. Right? So first of all, I'm just saying, show up for yourself. Do this internal work. Because ultimately, God wants you to show up for the world. Right? In many ways, because you are highly gifted. And that gift you are carrying is not just for you. If you keep it to you, it's toxic, is toxic. Your energy needs to flow, right? It needs to flow. And it's to serve other people, to encourage people, to serve the world. This is your meaningful life. This is living a meaningful life where the life is not just about me. It's not just about you, or your bank account. For whatever may be in your bank account, who cares? I'm talking about legacy, impact, enriching other people's life, making other people smile, making their life better because you showed up for them. That is what's more good. Because what? Let me tell you something that I told my church on Sunday. That money in your account, the currency, is not bankable in heaven. It's not recognized in heaven. What does it profit a man if he gains this old heads? Even if you are the chairman of planet Earth, you can't take Earth into heaven. All your gold, it too cannot enter. You can't drag it to the gates and say, Jesus, this is what I work for. Bring my gold and silver and bank accounts into heaven. Ain't going with you. It's here. It's for here. Here is where we're going to. We're going to use it here. But there's another currency. You say where your heart is, where your treasure is, your heart is. There's another way you bank in heaven. It's through service to God's people. Do you realize that? Don't let your bank account in heaven be empty because you are not showing up. Don't let God is keeping account though. There's another account. Account balance 11 in heaven that you're supposed to be crediting. Show up for God's people, inspire somebody, let somebody smile, encourage somebody. God will send somebody your way. Serve them. That's how you bank. God is seeing you. God is saying, oh, well done, my child. Well done, my child. I'll send you more help. Because this is the work. The harvest is plenty. The laborers are few. I'm saying enroll in this ministry. And it's about serving people because the education system is not there for us. You be there for the world and let the world be there for you. On that note, wrapping it up. Thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully this has been fun. It's been direct. It's been in your face. I've not minced word. I mean everything I've said. And I just pray you take a moment to reflect. Think about everything I just said. Because listen, this is it, guys. We have to be here for one another and serve one another. God bless you. Hopefully I've served you with my hour. You've been enriched. And I've given you something incredible to think about. And go live your best life.